Hello, welcome to Spanish Lessons with Dr. Alan Davison. The videos in this series are designed to be used with the Blurzo el Burro graded Spanish reader. The reader is available at Amazon.com or through my website at blurzo.com. Have fun. Today we will look at the imperfect tense in Spanish. Okay, the imperfect tense, that is the continuous past or the habitual past tense. Okay, to conjugate verbs in the imperfect tense, it's actually one of the most regular of all tenses. It's an AR verb, take hablar, you drop the ending, take the root, and add the following endings. Aba, abas, aba, abamos with an accent, abais, no accent, and aban. Okay, remember vowel N or S, stress is on the second to last syllable unless there's a written accent. Hablaba, hablabas, hablaba, hablábamos. Sounds a little bit like an animal, I think, sometimes. It means, of course, we were speaking, or we used to speak. If you look on page 34 of the Blurzo Reader, there's a little story about the hablábamos. So, hablábamos, hablabais, hablaban. Okay? So that follows for all AR verbs in the imperfect. Let's take, for example, cenar, to dine, to eat dinner. Take the root, add the endings, cenaba, cenabas, cenaba, cenábamos, cenabais, cenaban. So yo cenaba, I was eating dinner. Tú cenabas, you were eating dinner. Nosotros cenábamos, we were in the process of eating dinner. Okay, for ER verbs and IR verbs, we have the same endings. Say the verb is comer, drop the ending, take the root. And add the following endings. Ia, ias, ia, iamos, iais, ian. Okay? All of these have accents, so in all of these cases, that's where the stress will be. Comía, comías, comía, comíamos, comíais, comían. And these endings are the same for ER or IR verbs. Comer is an ER verb, of course. Take the verb, let's say, sufrir, to suffer. Drop the ending, and you end up with sufría. I used to suffer, or I was in the process of suffering. Sufrías, sufría, sufríamos, sufríais, sufrían. Okay, ER and IR verbs use these same endings in the imperfect. Okay. There are only 3 irregular verbs in the imperfect tense. Hallelujah. Okay, those verbs are ser, which is era, eras, era, éramos with an accent, erais, eran. Remember the stress, vowel N or S, second to last. So we have era, eras, era, accented, éramos, erais, eran. Yo era, I used to be or I was. Okay, éramos, we were. Okay. Another irregular verb in the imperfect is the verb ir, to go. The irregular forms are iba, ibas, iba, it's a B, íbamos with an accent, ibais, and iban. And once again, the stress, vowel, NRS, second to last, iba, ibas, iba. Íbamos with a written accent, ibais, iban. Yo iba, I was going, in the process of going, or I habitually used to go. You'll often hear that with habitual expressions like todos los días or todos los años. Todos los años iba a la playa en el verano. Every year I used to go to the beach in the summer. And the final irregular verb in the imperfect is the verb ver, to see. This is considered irregular because you don't drop the entire ending, the er, to add these er and ir endings. Because if you did, you'd end up with something like via if you drop that er. Then that's not what we get with ver. We actually hang on to that e, that becomes the root. Then we add these er, ir endings, so we get veia, veías, veía, veíamos, veíais. That's an accent. Veía. Okay? Yo veía. I was in the process of seeing this or that. Okay? Imperfect tense. Continuous actions in the past, ongoing actions in the past, or habitual actions in the past. In the next lesson, we'll talk a little bit more about the differences between the preterite and the imperfect. These are the imperfect conjugations.